Welcome to the O'Brien Sisters Comedy Show. Now here they are, the O'Brien Sisters.
Two ducks standing in the tub, and one of them said to the other duck, "Hey, hand me a bar of soap." And the other duck says, "Hey, what do I look like, a typewriter?"
Hey, welcome to the O'Brien Sisters podcast.
Show. We tried so hard.
Oh, we were almost there up until you said comedy show and I said podcast.
It's the same thing.
It is.
Welcome to both of them.
What? Yeah.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Jennifer.
Yeah.
And we're the O'Brien Sisters. See, we got that down.
We did get that down.
That was good.
So we're so glad you tuned in.
Thanks for
we
coming
have lots
back.
of places you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify.
Yes. And please leave us a review.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Five stars.
If you're trying to leave anything less than, please just don't even bother. Remember what your mom said. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. We don't want constructive criticism.
No,
we
don't.
only want praise. That's all we ask for. And we just want to thank.
We have tortured childhoods. We really can't deal with
please,
any
guys,
more
we're
trauma.
delicate.
You are, but
yeah, actually I am. I just want to thank our good friend Nichelle Young.
Yes.
She's a fan and she left us a great review this week.
Thank
yeah,
you,
thanks
We
Nichelle.
appreciate you. Thank you for
Shout
not
out.
killing us on the beach 10, 15 years
Oh
ago.
yeah, I forgot that story. So we went to the beach with our friend Nichelle. And we got caught. She got caught with an undertow.
That's right. And I don't think Nichelle was used to going out in that deep of water.
Well,
In Jacksonville, we're used to sandbars like suddenly kind of going on your feet.
Yeah,
so we were kind of used to it, but I don't think she was.
Right. So and she wasn't
Whoopsie-daisy.
thinking she was going out that deep, but all of a sudden when it just drops like that, and then she was treading, and the way I remember the story is we were all kind of hanging out, and all of a sudden she's treading and panicking, and you and I are near her, and I'm trying to like help her, but all of a sudden I'm getting pushed under.
Yes.
I think
pushing me
she's
under
pushing you under
so that she can get some air.
And
Mhm.
I was single mom back then. I was like, listen, I can't go out like this.
Right.
And
so we
I
both kicked her in the stomach. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
broke free and I started swimming towards shore, and I started waving my arms to get the lifeguard to come to
drowning,
us.
not waving. Mm-hmm.
So I'm waving to get the lifeguard to say, like, over here. No, lifeguards are completely oblivious.
Yeah, they're off like having
Somehow in
eating
that
some Cheetos behind
moment,
the chair.
you guys, you hung with her. Listen, I love Nichelle. I love you.
I didn't have any kids.
But I literally, I was thinking this could not end well, and I
I
can't
felt
go
like
out.
that. In the moment, I was starting
I was
to feel like I was
scared.
scared. And I never realized because, we grew up at the beach. So
Right.
we never really experienced that. But suddenly
No.
once the fear hit, I was like, this is what it feels. This is what it's like. You don't even realize you're going to drown. And
It was
like
scary.
drowning, not waving. People don't even realize it's happening in front of you.
No, right. And
Hey, and on a nice Debbie Downer note, it
Yeah.
is the time of the year that people bring their kids to the beach, and
Okay.
it's pool season. So we do
Right.
want to remind parents, or if you have any children that live in the neighborhood, be very careful. Keep your gates locked to your pool, and be very
Okay,
aware.
there's
So
the
there you
mom
go.
in you.
There's the Debbie
Hey,
Downer. That's
I'll give
that's
this
your weekly PSA.
weekly PSA. So listen, I will say, the key is not panic. If you don't know how to swim well, just
Yes.
get on your back, kind of
Right.
float, relax. Always swim parallel to the shore if you're caught in a
Yes.
riptide.
Don't try to like swim back because it's pulling you. You got to go sideways.
Yeah, and just swim sideways for a while, and
You'll
then
find
try to swim back to shore. And if you can't, then keep swimming sideways.
But
Eventually,
don't panic.
don't panic.
Mm-mm.
God's got you, and God
And
had our
if,
friend.
And if you do panic and die, God's got you too.
Yeah, well then we'll see you. We'll see you on the
other
flip.
side. See on the flip side.
But the good news is we didn't drown that day. Neither did Nichelle, and she left us a 5-star review.
So
So
we appreciate
happy
that.
ending for us and for her. But
Oh,
we have a
boy.
great show. So it's a Mother's Day
Mother's
show,
special.
and we lost our mom. We're going on 19 years now. She's
Yes,
been gone.
She died in 2002.
Yes, and well, I remember I got married in 2001. And she died exactly 1 year and 1 day after my wedding anniversary. My first wedding anniversary, she died the next day.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
nice for her not to die on your day. But you know what? I went to her funeral on my birthday. So, all
Was
evens
it?
out,
Oh
yeah.
my
But
gosh.
that's okay. On my 30th birthday, I went to Paris, France by myself. So
Oh,
Made it all better.
up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to tell a little bit about how that's impacted our lives, losing our mom.
Mhm.
But we do want to
Happy
tell.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, Happy Mother's Day. We don't have a mom, but we are
And
moms.
So we hope to make you feel bad for still having yours.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But our mom was a funny lady, and
Yeah,
one of my
so she-
favorite stories that
Yeah.
she used to tell
Come on.
is
right.
we're French, we're Cajun French on our mom's side,
Yes.
and she was
Yeah,
telling
our grandmother's name is Olivier.
Mhm.
Our grandma's name was Blanche.
Blanche,
You know,
and
very
our grandfather with Moxie.
Louisiana.
Moxie was his name.
Moxie.
I
Yep.
love that name.
Mhm,
I
yep.
thought
And
that's
we're related to like Captain Blackheart, and we're
Oh.
also the Mouton family.
Captain Blackheart. I don't even know
we
who
got
that
some
is.
pirates in us.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah, that's why I like
That
sausage.
and that's why I like eye patches.
There
So
you go.
you know, there it is. So, but no, one of the stories our mom was
Yeah.
telling a friend one time because our grandmother died. Her name was Mommy. We called
Yep.
her Mommy.
Right.
Our great grandmother.
Yes.
And she was telling her friend before we went to the funeral. She was telling her friend. She says, "We French kiss our dead." And what she was saying is, we as French people, we give the dead people a kiss on the
Right.
cheek, right? But the woman, all she heard was, "We French kiss our dead,"
Right.
thinking my mom was
Open
like,
mouth.
"We're just going all in tongue
right.
with the cadaver."
right.
That's what this woman
Tongue and
interpreted.
Cadaver. It sounds like a punk band.
Yeah, maybe that should be if we ever like
If we ever
regress.
do, one day.
There it is. But so the woman was like mortified listening to her mom tell
Yes.
that we French kiss our dead. She's just like,
Right.
totally wigged out on her.
Yes.
And
Do you remember the story of
what?
how the Griffins went to Evelyn's funeral?
Mm-mm.
And so they go to Evelyn's funeral.
Yeah.
Now, Evelyn was a woman that worked for the family.
Yeah.
And she was black, and my mother's family is white. So when they went to the funeral, they were like the only white people there. And
Uh-huh.
as we've said, we French kiss our dead.
Yeah.
So
uh-huh.
when they walked up and they all gave her a kiss, like the family kind of lost it because that was not their tradition, but it was theirs. So it was
Wow.
like a kind of a
Kind
because
of
they
a-
loved Evelyn. Evelyn was like a second mom
Oh,
to the
yeah.
whole family. Like they loved her.
You know, I watched that movie The Help, and I
Yeah.
wondered if it was very like
Similar?
very similar. I mean,
Maybe.
we grew up so different than that,
Yeah,
than the way
we
mom
grew up in
grew
an
up.
apartment, latchkey kids.
We grew up with Dateline babysitters, so
That's
we
right.
didn't. We were not privileged with any
No,
of
we were
those,
not.
but
You know.
yeah, we had our own
So
set
if
of
you think
stories.
that's funny, you're like Dateline babysitters. What's that? Go listen to the last episode.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
encourage you to do so,
But,
especially if you've been traumatized as a child.
yeah. Which who hasn't? Come on.
Come
I mean, then just
on.
give your life give it a chance. Life
Yes.
will traumatize you in
Oh,
some way.
certainly.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming for you. Kids,
right.
enjoy your childhood because you're going to spend adulthood trying to fix the things that happened
That's
to you in
right.
childhood. Is what I
Mhm.
always
That's
say.
what we say.
That's my message when I teach Kingdom Kids
What is
church.
that?
It's just what I said.
Oh,
When,
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
I teach the church kids, I walk in. I said, "Enjoy your childhood, kids,
Yeah.
because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You're
You're gonna be bitter and spending $100 a month in your HSA,
Don't get
paying
me
for your
started."
therapy sessions.
Yeah, I just like to break them in. I like to give them a
I do.
reality check.
Warn 'em.
Why not? Why not?
Yes.
Nobody
Wow.
did it for us, and if they did, we weren't paying attention because
Well,
Anyway.
so the O'Brien sisters bringing it down again for you,
Always.
loving.
That's what
in a
we.
way,
I don't. I think
comedy.
it's yeah. Anyway, it's what we do best. But anyway, we got some great stuff lined
Okay.
up for you on the show today, and stick around.
Stick around.
Stick around.
My name's Karen. I know it says Khalil on here, but I go by Karen.
And I'm Cozy.
And-
so good to be here.
It really is. We
Aw.
love to talk about food, and well, actually, right
Oh,
now
we
you may
sure
be looking
do.
at us going, "What are we wearing these red shirts
Oh no, we picked
for?"
up some extra shifts. We're down here at the local Mexican
Yes,
restaurant,
we
and we're
are.
just serving up the sauce and the chips, making a little extra money for the holidays.
That's right. Well, we knew someone, and they needed some help.
Oh,
and
they
you know what? It's
did.
nice to have some extra money.
Oh, it
for those.
always
The
is.
kids need the help.
Oh, they
love to have
oh, you want to
stuff
be able to
under the
just stuff a 20.
tree.
You know, the kids come by, and I want to be able to give them a
You
little
gotta say,
soda
"Come here,
and
let me-"
stuff a 20 in their top pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so
in their
nice.
back pocket. You know, come here. Let me.
You
smack
just
your
give them a
booty.
little something, you know.
little
You just always want to
$20.
have a little. It's all about the kids.
That's right.
And the
you know,
grandkids.
but the Mother's Day's coming up this
Oh,
weekend.
it
What
is,
are
though.
you
It
making?
is.
Because I know people like that. Like,
Okay.
what do you got?
Listen, I'm making a bacon casserole. I'm gonna throw it all in the crock pot. Oh,
that's-
yes, it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah, I gotta cook the bacon ahead of timer? Do you like put
key-
it in there later?
Oh, don't you know the keys to crisp the bacon? So you're gonna come at it.
does
You're
that
gonna get it
nice
nice and
crunch.
crispy, and then you're gonna
But
put
how
some.
do you keep it moist?
But
I
here's-
cracked a tooth back in
Oh, you
'96.
sure
so
did,
boy,
though.
did I pay for
Oh,
that.
and you're paying for it now. That's
We
why you're
sure
picking up
are.
the extra shifts
It
here.
is.
But I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna crisp up the bacon, but then you're gonna layer it with the raw bacon on top to keep it. You're gonna lock in the moisture with the raw
and a little
bacon.
bit of,
Oh,
you
but
know,
it's gonna cook and it's
salmonella.
gonna
well,
moist
I tell
it.
you what I make.
What
in
you're gonna
this.
make?
I do mine in the oven. I'm not so brave as you. I know you got 13
Oh.
crock pots, but I got 2 ovens.
You know I love those crock
And
pots.
I have a recipe where we take chicken and a chicken mushroom soup and you pour a can of that.
A can of that.
And then you take
Okay.
the Ritz crackers and you bust them up. Now that's where I let the kids come in and smash them
Oh,
into
the
little
kids
pieces.
love
and you
smashing
sprinkle
up the
it with some
Ritz.
butter on top. Oh, the kids love
Oh,
it.
they love that.
Little foil so it stays moist.
Oh, and you know another tip to keep
Moist.
to keep the
What's
bacon
that? Tell
casserole moist, mayonnaise.
You are
Oh,
absolutely-
you know, just
Oh,
a
you
couple
let the secret out.
tablespoons.
Now everybody
you know,
knows.
but you know that's what we love to do. You know,
Don't tell
everyone says, "Cozy, why do you share so much?" I love people. I
do.
can't help
and
it.
the kids.
And the kids.
Yeah. Well,
You
thanks
know.
for tuning in
Oh,
today.
thanks for tuning in, and
Bye.
happy Mother's
Oh,
Day
yeah, happy Mother's
to
Day.
using yours. The and Rose Advice Corner, giving you advice whether you need it or not. But trust us, you need it. Hey, how you doing? I'm Roxy.
And I'm Rose.
And this is Advice Corner. Yeah, we're out here giving advice, you know, because that's what we do.
Well, people out there, they're stupid.
Oh, they're so stupid. And you know what? We like to give what I call unsolicited advice.
We're very
because
good at
a
that.
lot of times they don't even ask. I just tell. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I can see the glaze over their eyes as I'm talking, and I know they're getting it. I know at
Right.
that
It's
moment
gonna-
they
You know when
appreciate
they're going to
it.
remember that?
When are they? Oh, when did you start smoking?
I picked it up this week and I was very nervous. I was at my granddaughter's recital and it was on hooks and nails. But don't worry, she threw up 3 times in the back and she got number 2.
Okay. Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
sorry.
I've been flashing so bad. So bad.
Oh, she's been.
Oh,
she
the
turns
flashes.
pink, and you start thinking that she's starting
The
to have
flashes.
She didn't take the vaccine. She's just pink.
The flashes, let me tell you, and now we're going into summer, and I have a feeling it's going to be a hot summer. So,
It's
say
so-
prayers.
You know what I did one year? I had a little fan and I just carried it and I had it just blowing right up my pants.
It was a box fan, and you just dragged it everywhere with
It
a generator.
I had an
You
extension
were loud.
cord.
She was so loud.
was
You'd hear her
loud.
coming miles away. I'd be like, here she's coming with a
here she
box
co-
fan.
Well, you know what?
What?
Who had cool thighs?
You did.
I did.
You did. Well,
So
maybe
let's
you
go
do
ahead
it.
and pull out the first letter.
Okay, here we go. First
right.
letter. Dear Roxy and Rose. Oh, that's so
Oh,
sweet.
I love
Thank
it when
you.
they-
Dear, that's so nice. Okay, listen, it's Mother's Day coming up on Sunday.
It is.
It is. And my mother-in-law, she's coming over and she's expecting me to cook and clean for her all day long. I am a mother of 4 of my own children and I would like to be treated as the queen on Mother's Day. I don't know what to do. Please help.
Oh boy, where do I
Okay.
start?
Oh,
Now, first of all,
boy.
I guess the first question we should ask you
Right.
is, does she like a special drink? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's your opportunity and your entry point right
Knocking,
there.
knocking. Okay, right. So right in there, you just slip a little Benadryl.
That's right. And
Something
if they're
heavy.
allergic, even better. They sleep longer.
Yeah, what you want to do is you just want to get her in a nice sleep. She's going to thank you for it because
Right.
we all could use a nap.
You took a nap. You look tired. I put a blanket on you.
She
I was
won't
doing
know.
you a favor.
She'll think she was just, overly tired.
Right.
And you set the tone, and then you let her fall asleep on that lazy
And then where
boy.
do you go?
Olive Garden. Okay, the breadsticks are to die. Or you can eat salad and breadsticks. You go take care of using yours.
Yeah, that's right. She'll be fine.
She's fine. Well, thank you so much. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Rose.
And this has been Advice Corner, giving you advice whether you need it or not. But trust us, you need it. We thought, being Mother's Day,
Yes.
we would get a little more serious in this middle segment and really
Yes.
just talk about how our mom's been gone for 19 years now.
Yeah, so we thought we'd celebrate Mother's Day by talking about our mother's death.
Yeah. So go ahead, Robin. Why don't you share what you would like to share?
Oh, okay.
Am I putting you on the spot?
No, not at all. You want me to tell you about the day that she died?
Sure. talk
Okay,
about
she
it.
woke up that morning And
Mhm.
let me just tell you about the weekend before.
Okay.
So the weekend before my mom died, like she had one doctor that said that she was doing a lot better, and this other doctor said she wasn't,
Mhm.
and one had said like, oh, her medication, like it made her really like dumb and kind of slow, and she like just couldn't
Well, she was
think.
going through chemo.
She's
and
going through
stuff,
chemo,
right.
but one's like, oh, she's doing better. So,
BTW. She had lung cancer, 4th stage.
Yeah, stage 4.
And she wasn't doing great. And the radiologist had pulled me aside. I think on that Thursday, I was taking her to radiology. She had fallen right before, and she pulled me aside and just kind of had one of those talks with me, like, she's not doing well. You need to know that. And that was a
I didn't
really
know that.
challenging day for me. Robin, you don't remember a lot of things. That's fine. I would have mom during the week.
Yes.
And Robin would take her over on the
On the
weekends, and we just tag team, taking care of her mom. We got her for 3 months before she passed.
Yeah.
So we found out right after Thanksgiving, and she passed away on February 25th. So it was like a very
89
fast
days.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a wonderful story during that time. She was we all grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
And then she was a part of a Pentecostal church.
Mhm.
And
We had been praying for years that our mom would get baptized.
and she actually got baptized at her
Mhm.
church a month before she passed.
Yes.
And that's a whole nother story for another time. I'd love to tell that.
Yes.
But long story, it went really fast. We had some really great moments in between with mom.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really sad time. But
Yeah.
that Thursday, she had fallen right before radiology. My tire went flat when I got there.
Yeah.
And I was so emotional, and I was cussing, and I was not doing well. And I
Right.
remember sitting on the porch on that Thursday crying to my husband, like, I don't know how much more I can do of this.
Yes.
And you got her that Friday.
I got her that
so
Friday.
take over from
and
there.
then so that weekend, one of the other doctors had said she was doing better. So we started taking her a little bit off the painkillers because it was like she would fall asleep in the bathroom. I was like,
Oh,
she was
yes.
drooling.
Yeah.
Like she was not, like you couldn't talk to her. I mean, I remember one time we were sitting in her Miata driving, and like all of a sudden like Pink Floyd came on. It was right after she's taking her medication, and she just kind of relaxed, like was enjoying the Pink Floyd. But anyway, so we started to give her a little bit less, and then she started becoming more vivid and like kind of
Mhm.
talking again
Mhm.
to me, and I was like, oh, mom, it's like so good to have a coherent conversation with her.
Mhm.
But then she also in that period started talking to people who already
Passed on.
died,
Mhm.
and so she said that they had started to visit her.
Mhm.
So when the dead starts to visit you, you're like, your time's
time.
about to come.
It's time. It's
So
coming.
she told a story of like some people visiting her.
Yeah.
And then that Monday,
Mhm.
it was time to go bring her back to you. And she woke up that morning and she did not feel good. And
No.
she was like, it was the first time, like my mom completely believed the entire 88 days that she would be healed.
Mhm.
But on day 89, she woke up and she's like, I'm dying.
Did
I'm
she
not-
say that to
yeah,
you?
she said, I'm
Wow.
dying. I don't feel good. So we didn't know what to do. So we brought her to the doctor's office. I didn't bring her to the hospital. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's just give her back the pain pills. Like, let's just make her happy. And then they were kind of delaying it, giving it back to her. And then they sent us over to the hospital.
Mhm.
And then when I was in the hospital, that's when one of the nurses pulled me aside and was like, I know that look. I know that look in her eye. Today is the day. So you got anything to say, honey? You better say it today.
Yeah. And
And
I
that's what
remember because I had usually had her during the week. So I came up to the hospital to
Mm-hmm.
visit, and I was not doing great. Like at that point, like I could barely eat. I was drinking her Ensures. Like I was really nerves. I was bound. I was just had a lot of emotions going on. So I
Right.
remember I left the hospital and I went home because I had to get my daughter off the bus. And I had prayed a really specific prayer, and God was answering a sign for me. And
Mhm.
as I left there that day, God kind of confirmed, another story for another time, that it was
Okay.
the day.
Yeah.
And then I got the call around 5:00 from you that
Yes.
tell me
Did
again.
I said, did I say that she went code?
Yeah,
She
well,
coded.
she went.
Oh,
she
she
was
coded.
out.
She coded.
Yeah.
So her heart stopped.
Yeah.
And she coded. And then the nurses came out of the room
Hmm.
and they were crying. And they said, I don't know who that lady in there is, but she stood up in her bed and said, Jesus is here. Tell my girls I love them. I'm going with him.
Hmm.
And then she laid back down. And then I don't know. So the lady came out. The nurse is like, a lot of times angels come for people, but it's a very special person who Jesus comes for. So I don't know who that lady is.
Yeah.
Like she was really impressed.
I think if I remember correctly, one of the nurses says a lot of people say that they see angels.
Yeah.
And she was crying. She's like, but she's the
saw
first
Jesus.
person I ever heard that said that they saw Jesus.
Yeah.
So
It
that was
was-
really sweet. So like,
that made us feel comfortable later as
like
the
letting
day
go.
progressed. It did, because they were like, do you want to keep waking your mom up, like keep reviving her? And I was like, we had to talk about it, but I was like, I don't know. Jesus just came for my mom. She's ready to go. Like my
let her
mom is,
go.
because I mean, literally, my mom would be in pain and she would be like, I love him. I love Jesus. I mean, while she's in pain.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
the fact that he showed up,
It was beautiful. And
Yeah.
well, they had resuscitated her. You called me, Matt, my husband, and my daughter drove up there to say our goodbyes.
right?
My mom was in the bed saying, I see heaven. It's cool.
That's
it's
right.
beautiful.
She was like,
And
she's
she
like, "It
could
was
barely
beautiful."
talk.
Oh, yeah, that's
so,
right. 'Cause the radiation had scarred her vocal cords, so she was never going to talk.
so I was so emotional. Once again, I was a nervous ball of just nerves.
Yeah.
And I was able to say goodbye.
Right?
But
Aunt
I
Sylvia
could,
came.
and Sylvia was there with you. I had to go though. Like if I had stayed, they would have needed to put me in a bed because I couldn't. I was just
Right.
out of my mind with losing mom, and I think I just from taking care of her, I was exhausted. I was
Yeah.
just at the brink of exhaustion. So I left. I used
And
to feel
Dr.
really
Cr-
bad about leaving. But I said my goodbye, and that was like me knowing I have to.
But her doctor at one point came in and said, "Oh, she's going to be okay." And even I looked at him and I was like,
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
was her
I was like,
oncologist. He didn't really know what
I
he was
don't
doing
think
half
so.
the time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was a whole
do you really
nother-
want to pump her with more stuff? It's
Right.
unbelievable. But anyway, she
Mhm.
passed that evening. It was
She did.
beautiful.
But
it
she
was,
saw heaven and she kept saying, heaven is beautiful. It's cool.
Yeah,
It was, and she kept saying, I
yeah, it was
Yeah,
sweet.
love you.
You know,
she had no hair. She was bald.
well, she was gone. She was
Well, she was
sick.
chemo.
She was very sick. So
And I forgot, she also had like a new tumor that had popped up on her arm, was growing. Like all of her tumors were like doubling.
it was.
But then
it
I
was-
don't know. Then they were saying she's getting better. I don't know.
You know what? I just feel like it was a really hard time. I was,
Yeah.
we were both, in our 20s, and we were. It was hard. Like I can't say it was an easy time. And
No.
I remember being after that. It took me like if I saw a sign for a hospital, I did like I was just
I
and
was kind of bad at
so
Northside for quite some time.
I was just in a lot of pain. And I and I'm very. I try to be very sensitive to people that have lost loved ones because
Mhm.
especially when it's new and it's just happened, death is scary.
You do, and you know
And
what?
it's-
People want to talk about it. I've learned that sometimes, and I do that now. I talk to people after someone dies,
Mhm.
and when you ask them questions about someone's passing, it makes them feel like the person's still alive and real, and that's nice sometimes to make it that it's not so final and done and gone.
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's and and some people don't really want to talk about it.
Mhm.
When it first happens, I try to be very sensitive, and because it's a lot for people to sometimes pull it out. But
We're
well,
opposites.
well, I feel people. Sometimes you feel it out if somebody's looking like
But sometimes people want to talk.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Either way, if Robin gets in your face, you're going to talk whether you want to or not. She won't
gonna
know what
scare
vibes you're putting off. There's possibly a lack of awareness. No, I'm kidding.
Possibly.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Kind of. No,
Kind of.
I'm kidding. But no, it's I try to remember that, especially people that have just lost their moms, because I'm like, oh, you're gonna be fine. But that's almost 20 years into it. But I
Right.
remember, I think at the loss, there's something that happens when somebody first loses somebody,
Right.
and there's a rawness, there's a sensitivity,
Mhm.
and if time does heal wounds. Do
Right.
you agree with that? Because
I don't know. I just forget everything, obviously.
Oh yeah, that's kind of true. I just feel like time is healed that, but it's been I still talk, and I talk to mom a little more than I used to these days.
Do you really?
I do. I just tell her
That's
thank
cool.
you. I thank her. I tell her I miss her.
Right.
I have my moments. I believe she's on the other side.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. And
I
that's
mean-
another thing too. It's like if I feel like we know our mother is in heaven,
Mhm.
and you better believe we're going to do everything we can to be there. Like,
Yeah.
that's a done deal.
Yeah, that's true. That's
know?
true. I feel like that kind of gives us hope that we
Right.
get to be with her again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so sorry. I hope that hey,
Happy
if you
Mother's Day.
hey, if you still have your mother, enjoy her,
Right.
hold on to her.
Mhm.
But maybe you can relate. I'm sure we've all had loss. We've
Mhm.
had friends that have lost fathers or
Yes.
different relatives or family members, and loss is loss. But
Well, that's our friend Jennifer said that's the gift of sickness. the gift of sickness is that you realize how precious time is, and sometimes you get that time at the end, and you enjoy it. You're able to appreciate it.
Yeah, because I remember mom was a single mom, so she was very busy. And I remember taking care
Yeah.
of her. And one day she just looked at me and she was just like, I love you. Thank you. And just something. And that was not, if you knew our mom.
Yeah, the fact that you just did that in mom's voice, and I'm like looking at you, I'm like, wow, yeah, our mom was like, I remember I kissed my mom on her cheek like right after my high school graduation. She's like, what was that for? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. There was just not a lot of like,
not a comforting. She didn't have like big boobs and like go come here. Like that was not her.
yeah. I love how you
Sorry.
described mom. She didn't
I'm
have
sorry.
big boobs and was like,
Sorry,
come
I'm
to
not
mother
aware.
boobs. What is that
Well,
about?
No, but there's some people. Okay,
I know what
here's
you
why I
mean.
brought the story up. Okay, when a long time ago, I went on a road trip with a friend, and we went up and saw this other lady, and she was a mom.
Mhm,
And we arrived, and we after traveling all day, and we pull up,
mhm.
and it was our friend's mom came out to greet us, and she just gave me a big old hug, and she just had a chest
Yeah.
and hugged me, and I was like, so this is what it's like when like you have that
Just that
loving
embrace.
mother
Mhm.
figure that's all like, like from like, I don't know, the olden days or something.
Yeah.
And I never had that before, like a mom who was like affectionate. So it's
Right.
just unusual. And I don't know why.
You
that's-
enjoyed it. You
I
enjoyed
did. I was like,
that.
oh, this is
comfort.
what it's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
to
'cause
have an
mom-
affectionate mom. Our mother was not affectionate.
She wasn't, but I would figure out how to get affection by laying on her lap and she would rub my
Oh
hair.
yeah, no. You do
Yeah.
this. You rub right here at the temple on the side. You do that to anybody. It relaxes them.
Well, she used to
And
like that
lizards,
was
too.
okay. Like bearded dragons.
Like bearded dragons.
Do you want one?
No. No.
Well, this has
Those
been.
things stalk you at night, I'm pretty sure.
You thought about that, haven't you?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
creeped
boy.
out by them.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this
Okay.
has been great, and I hope you enjoyed
Yes.
this segment. All
Yeah.
right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Happy Mother's Day. On Calvary Chapel, Pam and Leslie make a beautiful Mother's Day for the moms.
Okay, kids, y'all, this is going to be a special services for your mothers.
Wonderful.
Pastor's
they have waited
got-
all year
Oh,
for this.
oh, your
It's a
pastor's
good
got,
one.
he has got flowers.
All your moms are getting a white,
Oh,
pure rose.
they are having just a blast in service. Pastor has made a note to make sure that we keep you kids entertained all
Mhm.
service so the mothers can feel special.
and relax.
Oh,
they even
they
brought in a
need
guy
it.
who's going to do a journey cover.
Oh, it's so sweet, y'all.
Very
And
nice.
they've
He's
got,
got a
some,
guitar.
and
It's
they've
sweet.
got, they're giving them little drinks. They've got
They
water
are.
infused with some of that CBD.
Uh,
But anyway, they're having a good, moms are having a good time.
They are. Let them go.
Josiah, get
Get
down.
down.
Get down.
Okay.
Not on that
Those
table.
those are not,
No.
those are blinds, not curtains.
Yeah, okay.
You're gonna hang yourself.
You ain't
again.
Tarzan.
I don't even have the AFib machine this year. When they
No.
painted the place, they
Uh-uh.
didn't put it back up on the wall.
I know your papa's pastor,
Mhm.
but I will have you and put you in that closet.
That's right.
Down.
Get
Okay,
down.
y'all listen. I have
Okay.
prepared a special lesson,
Uh-huh.
a 45-minute lesson on the lineage.
Maria, get down.
Lineage. So we're going to read all about how, when we're going to end it.
Josiah,
Would
who brought the bearded dragon?
Okay.
that away.
Put it away. Put it
Okay.
away. He got an M&M last week, that bearded dragon.
He
They
sure
had to
did.
resuscitate.
We sure did. That was that performing. Thank God we had a better night.
We did. Okay, so I'm just going to start in on the lesson. Everybody sit crisscross applesauce and be quiet.
Circle up, buddy partner.
When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness,
Oh.
in his own image, and he named him Seth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Noah,
After Seth,
sit down.
Noah.
Down.
No.
Okay.
You ain't building no ark
Nicholas,
today.
that's
Put
not
them
yours.
toys away. No.
Okay.
Maria? No.
I've
Okay.
already bleached
No.
all the toys.
Shut
I've
up.
already
No.
decontaminated
You know
them
what?
6 times.
I've had it. I've had
Six
it. No.
times.
Y'all cross lines. Everybody get the rope out. Get the
Get
rope
the
out.
rope out with
Mm.
the
No.
rainbow handles. We're
We're
going
taking y'all into service.
You're
Y'all,
gonna
we're not doing it. We're not doing it. No,
No.
y'all just ruined all your mother's service today.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good job
Who's
to
getting a
y'all.
spanking on the White House?
Yeah,
Y'all
you are.
all of you.
Just take a moment right now and please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And please, if you want, you can share this with somebody that maybe you love. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're
you
annoyed
just-
with us and
right.
you want to annoy them.
That's
And
right. We have
It
friends like
doesn't
that.
matter as long as our numbers are going in
That's
a good
true.
direction.
So tweet us, Facebook us, put us, share us everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So thanks.
Bang.
Bang. Bye.
Charlie Cheeks.
And I'm Fanny. And we're the Butts County Puppet Players with your weekly PSA.
That's right, kids. For this Mother's Day, if you want to make your mom breakfast in bed, make sure that you cook the bacon all the way.
Yeah, our friend Butt Cheeks Barbara, she made her mom bacon and her mom got trichinosis.
And she had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And she had to have a feeding tube implanted in her.
Yeah, but she survived the trichinosis.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, but unfortunately she did get COVID-19. Bye!
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again.
So this termite, this termite story. So this termite, he's an old termite, and he's got pyorrhea of the gums and just pus pouring out of his gums, and he needs to have some dental work done. And he goes to this long wooden bar, and he sits down at the wooden bar, and he says, "Hey, Mr. Saloon Keeper, where's the bartender? Bartender!
Where's the bartender?
Turn up the applause.
Stop! Just give me applause. You're embarrassing me, guys.
For tuning into the O'Brien Sisters podcast. That was a great Mother's Day special,
Yeah.
right, Jen?
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us. I know we went a little long in the middle segment talking
Right.
about death, but
But it was our mother's death, so we're
yeah,
allowed to.
so we feel like Mother's Day special. We were allowed to go
linger.
long. We lingered.
Lingered.
We
We
lingered.
lingered.
So we like
All
to
right.
always close with a scripture,
That's
and
right.
today, of
so
course,
today I got Proverbs 31.
the proverbial Mother's Day scripture.
It's Proverbs 31, verse 28, and it says, "Her children arise and call her blessed."
Yes.
And we arise and call her blessed.
Yes.
That is our mom.
Yeah.
She is blessed.
She is blessed, and I feel like she led us in faith. She always
Yes.
took us to church as a single mom.
She prayed for us a lot during our crazy teen years.
Oh boy, and let me tell you, hello.
I don't even know how she did it.
I don't either, but she's a blessed woman,
She
and
is.
her legacy lives on.
Shirley Griffin.
Shirley Griffin, and we're glad to have her as a mother. And I know our daughters. Well, only one of her granddaughters met her, and that's my oldest daughter.
That's right. She used to make cookies with her.
Yep. So took her to the zoo and made cookies. That was kind of her
so
thing.
sweet.
So sweet. So those are the moments where you really miss mom. Or Winter just got done doing a play this last weekend, and those things that grandparents, you don't have to twist their arms; they'll show up in a heartbeat. You miss out on those things. You miss
Right.
having that person that steps in to be that. But Robin and I are here for each other, and we have got great friends and church
That's
friends
right.
that.
We have faith in a community.
Yeah, so that helps. But anyway, it's been a great show. I've enjoyed getting to talk about mom a little bit.
Yeah,
and
and it just reminds you every day is to be grateful for what you have.
yep. And I just want to say Happy Mother's Day because
Oh,
my
happy Mother's
sister
Day to you.
is an amazing mother of
Aw,
4
thank you.
children, and she loves.
You're a mother of 2. Amazing
Yeah.
mother of 2.
And
And
you-
you're sweet. She's very kind.
Well, Robin's a great mom, and she's got 4 kids. And let me tell you, I couldn't do what you do.
Yeah.
And you God knew what you needed to be to raise all 4 of those kids, and she has got the most amazing kids.
Yeah.
And I love my sister's kids.
Oh, I love your kids
And
too.
anyway, I'm just grateful for you.
Okay.
And Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you too, Jen.
All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for listening to the O'Brien Sisters. Subscribe.
Yeah, leave us a 5-star review.
Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me to make a stand. You just got to see me through another day.